Totally.
Guys, it's so good to see you again.
Good to
Yeah,
see
how are
you.
you?
Good. It's been about a year, almost to the day, since
Right.
we last talked. What have you been up to? Anything good?
Just
Oh
sitting
my gosh.
around.
Well, past year we've obviously the series it was still chugging along, but also we've been working on the movie. And so we've been very
Yes.
busy with two crews and lots of big city greens. So it's been a busy year.
I know you're in two different spots now, so I'm guessing the sibling shirt is separated at the moment.
Oh, it's really long. It's off
Okay.
camera, but it stretches from my house to Chris's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sibling
All right.
pants today.
Even better. I had a question about the movie too. So I'm glad you brought it up because last time we talked, you were heading out to go watch, I think probably the first reel of it or the first time it was
That's
done,
right.
as it were.
Mhm.
How's it looking?
Good, good. And funny you say that because next week we have a big screening, but the animatic is now all done, and we are
Okay.
now getting into post-production. So, yeah, the movie's been great. It's been fun. It's been really challenging and big and crazy and everything in between. But but it's just been a really exciting next step for Big City Greens. You know, we love the series and we love what we can do in the series, but there's certain things we can't do in the series, and there's certain stories we can't tell, and there's you can only go so big in the series. So it's been really great to have an outlet for some ideas that we could never have included in the series. It kind of gives a needed answer to that question of why make a movie or why make this new project. So it's been great.
But
How now? It's the lawyers! Ah!
Really fun.
don't get too excited about it yet because there's still a lot of work to do. So
Yeah.
That's right.
we've
That's
got
right.
a ways to go. But
Season 4.
yeah,
Yes.
season
Now let's talk about
four.
season 4. The real reason we're here today. Season 4, September 23rd, I believe.
That's right.
Coming out. I saw the Big City Green season 4 poster, and there's a little hockey stick and a team logo in there, and I was like, so either we're getting that hockey episode they kind of teased, or what's up? What's going on with hockey this in season 4?
Yeah, I know.
That is
Hockey
the
talk.
that's the logo for the Big City Icicles. And
Okay.
that is a hockey team within the world of Big City Greens, and it's coming up in season 4. It's going to be in one of these in the this batch. We have a batch of episodes that drop on September 23rd. It is going to be
5, right?
in that. It's 5 episodes coming out first. The episode is called Iced, and the Greens go to a hockey game, and we have it's so many guest stars happen to come in this one episode. So
Okay.
Tim Meadows is in it. Tom Green is in it. Gosh, we have Dean Norris from Breaking Bad, and then the cream of the crop,
Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand from NHL,
Boston Bruins.
yeah,
Boston Bruins, the
hockey player.
rat, they call him. I'm assuming with love. But Brad Marchand came in. It was a delight. He had never done anything like this before. So we commend his bravery to get behind the microphone and do a goofy voice for a cartoon series. It was so fun. It was so fun working with him. The episode.
He's great. He's really funny.
Yeah,
Like,
he's funny.
I was
Nice.
so impressed.
Yeah. And the episode, we just happened to be working on that well before the NHL Big City Greens Classic was in production. We just wanted to do a hockey episode. So yeah, it was just kind of funny that it all came together like that.
Nice. Now you brought up guest stars, so I'm going to jump ahead. I saw that roster of guest stars. You said a lot that are on there, but you didn't hit the one that kind of threw me. Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
Michael Bolton is in. He is in the first episode of season 4. He's in Jingled. And we had this episode where Tilly she becomes a jingle writer. And she needs this kind of jingle writing mentor. So we created this character of Rick Razzle, this jingle writer. And we needed somebody who was funny, but who could also sing. And so we were looking to, who's like a famous singer and who's funny. And we had seen Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special, which I don't know if you've seen, but it's so funny. It's produced by the Lonely Island. It's just a bunch of really funny people and Michael Bolton. And Michael Bolton is so funny in it. He's singing, he's like acting, he's telling jokes. Like I was just like, oh my God, he's so funny. Why aren't people utilizing him for like comedic roles more? So we're like, hey, this is perfect. We'll cast him as Rick Razzle. We'll see if he's open to it. And we reached out, and this is like the first time this has ever happened. Michael Bolton was like, this is great. I love it. I started as a jingle writer. So it was like kismet, where he was like, wow, I have to do this. But he was like, I have some thoughts. I have some notes. And we were like, oh, really? Like, okay, what do you think? We
never had a guest star give us any kind of feedback, for better or for worse.
Yeah. And so Michael Bolton had thoughts on the design, like the look of the character, and also like the storyline and like specific jokes. And we took all this in and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so funny and so good. Like, we have to do this. It was kind of late in the pipeline, but we were like, let's scramble, let's make it work. And the crew pulled it off, and we did it. And Michael Bolton came on, and the episode is so much better because of it. And so we're just like, thank you, Michael Bolton, for making the show better and for coming on and doing a great job. And he's super funny, and it's just a delight. Yeah. So I'm excited for everybody to see that episode.
Fantastic. I know last time too, you kind of held back and you said we have a big get coming, and then that turned out to be Danny DeVito. Are there any other surprises you can't mention coming out in terms of guest stars?
Oh my God, I don't know.
I don't know if this is Danny DeVito level of excitement, but we put out that guest star list.
Yeah.
And then immediately I was like, oh my God, we forgot. Dan Povenmire, the creator of Phineas and Ferb, guest stars in an episode. He reached out to us a while back, and he was like, hey, you guys are doing more songs. Could I write a song for you guys? And we were like,
that tracks, as the kids would say.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's an upcoming episode in season 4 called Guiding Gregley, which is also just hilarious because it's a spotlight on this new character who's been in the show for a while now, but Gregley, played by Tim Robinson. And Dan Povenmire wrote this original song and plays a little bit part in the episode. So that was a delight.
I might not have ordered this, but I'm still gonna leave a review, and it's going to be scathing!
Now that's this guest cast, regular cast, everybody's back in, right?
Yep.
Everyone's back, baby.
Yeah, you know them, you love them, they're back, and better than ever.
That's right.
You just said this, you said Gregley, who's, I'm not gonna say a minor character, but relatively a minor character in the show. And he's getting his own episode. Is there anything else like that we can look forward to in terms of people we've seen before, but now we're maybe seeing a lot more of?
Yeah, let's see. Gregley was definitely a big standout.
There's a couple of new characters that we're introducing this season. So there's a kind of long lost Green family member who's going to be coming back in season 4. And then also we have, so Gloria has been working in the cafe, and Grandma's been working in the cafe, Cricket's working in the cafe, but that's it. And we're like, Gloria needs a little extra help. And so she hires somebody to come and help out at the cafe, and that person's going to be sticking around for a few episodes. So we've got a few reoccurring people also in the country. So season 4 is all about this balance between the city and the country. And we have this cast of characters in the country that we just kind of briefly got to meet in season 3, and in season 4 there was just so many opportunities for like the Greens to continue those interactions and find out more about some of these newer characters like Trey and Tracy, some of their neighbors in the country. So we have a few episodes where we get to delve a little bit deeper into the country folks, and so Guiding Gregley is so heavily, I mean, his name's in the title. Greg, that's a big one for Gregley.
Yeah.
But we definitely get a lot more of some of those like side characters, both in the city and the country.
Now I noticed Paul Scheer wasn't on the guest list. So is he in the official cast roster this time?
I don't know. I believe he was on the guest list.
Yeah,
he's still he's such an honored guest.
Yeah,
we love having him. But we really wanted to include him because even though he's been on the show before, Chip is back.
It was the Greens, and their troubles are just beginning.
Chip is back, as we've seen at the end of season 3. So season 4, it was exciting to really bring back our favorite baddie and try to do something bigger and crazier and weirder with him that I think we've pulled off. I'm really excited and interested to see what people think, but it was just great having Paul back. Chip Whistler is such a fun maniac to have in the show. And
Paul really brings like the fire when he comes and records. Like, he is so funny, and he's gone from like through the course of the series, Chip Whistler started as kind of a normal guy, and he's gotten more and more maniacal and just like crazy. He's a real bizarre character, and Paul has really embraced that, and Paul has taken him to this level that I'm just so excited for people to see in season 4, because he just has a lot more to do, and it feels like Paul's just like so embracing it, and it's so funny. It's great.
I told my fiance when you guys did the reveal at the end of season 3, and I was like, "Oh, is this season 4 or is this the movie?" And then she goes, "Why not both?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, fair." So,
I like the way she thinks. She's like, "Just give me more chip."
Yeah. This season also marks a pretty significant milestone where your episode count rolls over into the 3 digits.
Yeah.
Anything big planned for that 100th episode?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
We probably the most ambitious, biggest half-hour episode that we have ever done.
Okay, let's stop there for a second, because we've done.
You're gonna name check our other half hours that are pretty crazy.
Yeah. You've got I can't remember the Christmas one you guys just did last year.
What the?
Ooh, intriguing.
Wow! Welcome to Outpost Infinity, a totally customizable virtual reality.
We've had some pretty epic half hours. Chipocalypse Now, the Halloween specials, Blood Moon and Squashed.
It's just like last year!
Green Christmas was so ambitious. There was like, we packed a bunch of songs into that musical half hour. This is so the challenge for the 100th episode is we wanted to look back at the entire series, and we wanted to see like, how do we honor this, because this is such a huge milestone. Many shows don't make it this far. So how do we like honor that milestone and also celebrate everything that's come before this 100th episode, which is a tall order because we've done some crazy stuff. So we came up with a story that I think will service that. We're currently like making it, and it's shaping up to be a really exciting episode. The crew is really excited, despite it being like a very ambitious, very probably difficult to produce episode. But I think it will have honored everything that we have set out to do with Big City Greens. Chris, is that fair to say?
Fair to say. Yeah, we're just deep in it right now, so it's hard to talk about, but it is so cool. It's going to be awesome. Shane wrote it. Shane came up with the initial premise and wrote the episode, which is so cool. And he had no business doing so because he's very, very busy. So I don't know how I fit it in, but it's great. It's just a huge celebration, and we can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. I'm very excited for that. Which episode do you hope from the upcoming season will resonate with generations to come? In terms of like, when you think of that show, oh my gosh, this episode is the one that I remember.
That's such a good question. I remember you asking it last time.
Last time you said pen pals. And I agree, that one was pretty emotional, but I think Rat Tail for me will be the one that stands out from season 3.
Well, I feel like
have no understanding as to what
those are the two paths, right? It's like the more emotional, kind of like deeply resonating, that makes you feel feelings and maybe shed a tear, or is it the one that makes you just like laugh the loudest? So maybe I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna pick 2. But Chris, do you know what you're thinking off the top of your head?
Gosh, I don't, because I mean, there's just season 4 is just so crazy and it's all over the place. I would be more curious to switch the question around, and once the episodes air, I want to know which episodes really resonated with people. But as far as me trying to predict it, I have no idea, and that actually kind of excites me, and I think it speaks to how crazy the season is.
I'm gonna try to answer this.
Yeah, what would be your?
Because if I'm just speaking for myself, like I don't know what people will resonate with, but I know for myself what resonates with me. For like a really funny episode, there's an episode, Handshaken, which is in this first batch of episodes coming out on September 23rd. It's just so funny. It's got all my favorite things. The story was written by Carson Montgomery, our longtime writer on the series. He just wrote his 50th 11-minute episode, which is crazy. He's written more episodes of Big City Greens than anybody else. He wrote Handshaken, and it's this kind of Western parody about when country folks shake each other's hand. There's kind of a power struggle, and you squeeze the other person's hand as hard as you can to like is a show of dominance or something. It's so funny, and he turned it into this like Western gunslinging duel of handshakes. and it's
I'm
just
sold on that premise already.
It's so delightful, and it just makes me laugh every time. If the other angle is like a kind of an emotional resonating episode, there's an episode called Family Tree that was suggested by our supervising director, John Wallach, and then our story editor, Nate Fetterman came in and kind of really figured out how it works. And this episode is it's like a meditative episode that I find like calming and emotional, and it's a very centering episode, and it really resonates with me. And every time I watch it, I shed a tear and I well up with like emotion, and it just makes me feel so good. So I'm hoping other people can experience the same things that I feel when I watch that episode, because then hopefully we've done something right. So those are both kind of early in season 4. There's stuff later in season 4 that is still in progress, and it's always hard to tell too early on, you know.
Yeah.
So there might be more. Ask me again next time we talk, and
okay, sounds good.
I may have more answers. But
well, I just got excited because that means we're going to be talking again in the future. So hooray!